All right, so I guess we will move on to our weekly Pistons talk. And again, still not much news. We lost pretty sad the other night to the Bulls. We came out really strong. They looked really good in the first half, and then I don't know what happened. The second half started, and Zach LaVine went off and destroyed the Pistons, and we just couldn't stop anyone on the Bulls, apparently. It was awful, and I don't know what's going on with them.
Jeremiah Grant scored 43 points, a new career high.
Yeah, Jeremiah Grant continues to go off and be an all-star for us, but he's not even in the all-star voting, is he? Has he made any?
Not in the starters, but they announced the reserves on Tuesday.
So tomorrow we'll find out if Jeremiah Grant made the all-star
Reserves.
Yep. I mean, he's definitely well deserving, but obviously I think they play team wins into a lot of the all-star voting, and that kind of plays in. Obviously, the Pistons, I think, are either worst in the league or second to worst in the league right now, above the Timberwolves.
Minnesota.
Yep. We're above Minnesota, who this is recorded before the Pistons game. They do play, which at the time of this recording will be tonight. Episode will be uploaded tomorrow on Monday, so we won't have the results of the Pistons game. We will see if Okay, and breaking news as of right now, DeLon Wright is expected to miss 2 weeks with a groin injury.
So that means Rodney McGruder and Dennis Smith Jr. are going to be our number 1 and our number 2 point guards.
So
well, good thing we traded for Dennis Smith Jr.
Yeah, so all right, as I just said, DeLon Wright is going to be out for the next 2 weeks. That's going to make us look even worse. As I just mentioned, we do play the Magic.
But it does give Dennis Smith Jr. I don't know if he's going to be. I would think he'd get the starter over Rodney McGruder. I would hope so.
I would assume, but
I'm excited to see it. I like Dennis Smith Jr. I'm all right. Now I'm really excited.
Okay, you're excited that DeLon Wright's out.
I mean, I'm not, because DeLon Wright's been playing amazing, and I fucking love it. But I also really like Dennis Smith Jr., so I'm excited about that too.
Yeah,
Get well soon, DeLon Wright. Get well soon.
Yeah, maybe him and Killian Hayes will come back around the same time now, and hopefully that'll give us a little bit of a push at the end of the season just to see some positive uplift. You know, that's all I just want to see is some progression.
I did hear too that Killian Hayes is working on his jump shot in rehab, so he could come back with a newer jump shot or a better jump shot, so that could be a good thing.
Yes, because that was one thing that was one of his knocks. A lot of people were saying is he couldn't shoot at all, which I mean he really couldn't. He was just more of a passing point guard, which obviously isn't bad. He did look good in a few of his games, but we'll see how he looks when he returns and if he can still come back to his full potential or if that hit.
And honestly, this season I'm kind of writing it off anyways because he got injured, and this is a kind of serious injury. So we don't know how he's going to come back from it.
I mean, at this point, this whole season is kind of just written off. I mean, there's no way that we're going to make the playoffs. And even if we do, there's no way we can compete in a 7-game series. Yes, we might be able to pull off 1 or 2 wins against a good team, which we've obviously seen before. But I just don't think in a 7-game series we're going to be able to beat any of the top teams in the East. So even if we make the playoffs, we probably won't win. But like I said,
Heat, baby, and Phoenix Suns.
Whatever. When you were just wearing your Ja Morant jersey in the last episode too, so.
Hey, I'm a Ja Morant fan. I'm not a Memphis Grizzlies fan. I'm a Ja Morant fan. I'm a Piston and Miami Heat fan.
Whatever.
And I really like Devin Booker, so I kind of root for the Suns because I want to see Devin Booker win something because he's a great player. Just never had a good enough.
Basically, as of right now, the deadline's coming up, and obviously with all the stuff
Blake Griffen is sitting out indefinitely to either be traded or bought out, which I think was kind of stupid from the Pistons to say that because
no one's gonna try and trade for him if they know it.
Unless they really think like, oh, I know 100% we're not gonna get him, but we really need him. Let's try to trade for him. If he gets bought out, they can sign him to a 1-year,
some
$500 million or $500,000 contract, like
veteran minimum or whatever contract.
Yeah,
so what are your potential landing spots for when? Because obviously he's gonna get bought out. No one's gonna trade for him, so they're gonna buy out his contract.
I can see him going. Somebody said, or I've seen a lot of people say the Clippers. But I don't think he's going to go back to the Clippers because him and the owner do not get along. So I don't see the Clippers being one of his destinations. I see the Lakers being one. I see the Nets being one. I possibly even see the Miami Heat being one. But other than that, I don't really think he's going anywhere else other than those 3 teams.
Yeah, I think 76ers could be a possibility to play along Joel Embiid, and plus they're one of the top teams in the East. I don't think he's going to want to go to the West because it's too competitive of a conference, and he's trying to look for a cheap win. So, like I said, if we're talking East, you got to go with obviously one of the top teams.
I could definitely see him going to Miami because Miami needs to do something, and Blake Griffen is a great shooter. And he can handle the ball and bring the ball up court and everything, and he's a great passer.
You just want him in Miami because that's your second favorite team.
Oh yeah, I would love to see him in a Miami Heat uniform.
They're just gonna bring your Heat down just like he did the Pistons, brother.
Nah,
whatever.
The Heat are better than the Pistons.
Yeah, they're better, but that doesn't mean that Blake Griffin's gonna make him any better. He's gonna bring him down the same way he's bringing the Pistons down.
We'll see.
We'll see. Well, I don't think he's going to Miami. Like I said, he's going to a top team, probably in the East. If he goes to the West, that would really be surprising. But I mean, the Lakers, like you said, that is a possibility.
I was gonna say, if he goes out west, he's going to one of the top teams in the West.
Yeah, he's not going to the Clippers. And again, I mean,
honestly, even if he goes to an East team, I don't even know if the East, the best East team, can compete against the West. The West is just stacked.
Celtics might be a possibility. They don't really have a decent big man. You don't see him going to the Celtics?
I see Drummond going to the Celtics before.
That makes sense, too.
Because the Celtics need a big man that can rebound. Obviously, it being the Celtics playing the 76ers and that in the East, trying to beat them, Drummond's not the best center for those situations. Because obviously Drummond's not the best at defending three-point line.
Yeah.
But they need rebounding. They need a big man that can actually rebound. Because I've watched a couple Celtics games and it's not good.
Yeah, they don't have any people up in the front court that can help take care of the basket and protect the rim at all.
I was gonna say I could see Drummond going to the Celtics and helping them be a better team.
Yeah, since they got rid of Gordon Hayward, and who was the other center, the big guy they used to have? I can't remember. They used to have somebody down there, but ever since they got rid of them, they just haven't been the same on defense.
But other than that, I don't really see Detroit trading anybody. I don't see us trading any of our pieces away. I don't see us trading. I mean, maybe we could get something for Jeremiah Grant, but they paid big money to him to come in and be our number one option, so I don't really think they'd be like, yeah, we're just going to trade you away for draft picks.
Yeah, there's a lot of rumors that we might get rid of him, but like you said, I don't think so. After how well he's been performing, I think we're going to want to try and keep him here.
Obviously, as we talked about, draft picks are a shot in the dark.
Especially with
have a high draft pick and he just be a bust, Darko Milicic.
Or supposedly even Josh Jackson, who was, 4th overall, and the Suns proclaimed him as a bust and got rid of him. And now, obviously, he's doing better in Detroit, but still he's on a bad team. And, I mean, he's not like an all-star or anything. But just because you have a top 5-10 pick doesn't guarantee you an all-star.
And obviously, and then second-round picks sometimes turn out. Spencer Dinwiddie.
Draymond Green.
Pick. Yep, Draymond Green. Obviously, draft picks are kind of a shot in the dark. Hopefully they work. So, if I was the Pistons, I'd be like, we know what Jeremiah Grant gives us. Don't know what pick it's going to be for one. And two, we don't know who's going to be there at that pick. So, why take a shot in the dark when we already know what we have?
Exactly.